On today's video, we're going to talk about winning a six-figure landscape. We are heading to our Duck Lake job. This is about an 8-week project with 4 guys on it. It is a lot of retaining walls, patios, and just kind of grade change. Being on a lake, we're changing, I think, almost 13 feet of elevation from the front to back. And one of the questions that got asked in our last video was how we win jobs and how we sell $100,000 plus landscapes. And honestly, if you asked me 2 years ago if $100,000 landscapes existed in our area or something that we would be doing, I probably would have said no. But we found that market and it's worked out really well. And there's a few things to go over that I think allowed us to go and attract those type of projects. So as we're on our way to this job site, the first thing I think that really helps sell clients is your portfolio. Starting out, obviously, you don't have the big jobs, you don't have the big projects, the crazy designs or the crazy, transformations. But as you grow, keeping track of your photos, trying to get professional photos taken of your sites can be important. Our first project wasn't anywhere near a six-figure landscape, and what I think helped is as you grow, you learn along the way how to manage bigger and bigger projects, but you need a portfolio to back yourself up, to show clients like, hey, this is something that we can do, or this is the type of work that we've done historically. And a six-figure, $100,000 landscape or whatever it is really a combination of a bunch of smaller projects that gets to that large sum of money, or larger sum of money. So having a portfolio with photos of your work, photos of your designs, even if you didn't put the project in, at least having the customer see maybe something how creative you are, or some of the ideas that you think would fit maybe in their landscape. That's the first thing. All right, the second topic I want to talk about when it comes to selling a big project is your appearance and your brand. Having not the brand new trucks. This truck is a 2017, 2018, I believe, but it's clean and it's logoed and it's presentable. I think clients do appreciate consistency in the brand. We wear company t-shirts and the guys aren't walking around with torn up t-shirts and pants. And then when it comes to designing and selling too, how you walk in there with the design, how you walk in there with the plan and the estimate, that I think is super important. Having a very well thought out plan to present to the customer leads to confidence that they believe that you can actually execute the project. So, coming presentable with the truck, coming presentable with the proper workwear, coming to the customer also with, a very professional design and estimate, and your contract all spelled out will help to sell those types of projects. The next big thing when it comes to selling a bigger project is explaining to the customer and communicating with them the expectations on site, the process in which you're going to complete the work, as well as designs and renderings of the project. As you can see on this site, we're on a very tight road. There's not a lot of room. They had a secondary lot on their property. We're going to keep the site tidy as we haul in material and haul out material. This site is owned by the customer, but we explained to them, we're going to stage our old materials that are coming out to recycle. We're going to stage our new stone and aggregates, as well as pavers. On a project like this, there's a lot of moving parts and pavers and materials coming in and out of the site. So letting the customer know what exactly you're going to do, where you're going to do it, and the process in which, and the timeline in which you're going to do that helps sell the jobs. As you also pan around over here, between the house and the secondary lot, we're 3 houses down. So we got Roger walking by, but ensuring that this roadway is clear. At the end of the day, we have customers and neighbors who have to drive up and down this road. So that was another selling point for the customer was, hey, we're going to be cleaning the road every day. We have our Ventrac out here with a power broom to ensure that the site is clean. So when people come home after work, they're not driving through mud. And as you kind of follow me through this process, these were all things that we considered, communicated, and wrote out in a plan to the customer, so they felt confident in hiring us and knowing that what they're seeing on paper is going to happen and how it's going to happen. This project here, we had some retaining walls that were failing, as well as an upper patio that was failing. So a huge challenge here was this retaining wall. This is a timber wall that was 25 plus years old and failing. So we needed to support it to get to the back of the property. We needed to ensure that we were retaining all of our soils and loose material on site, not allowing it to go in the lake to appease the market or the township and the neighbors. Nobody wants to live on a lake and have it full of mud. So making sure that's done. You also can see the type of equipment we have here. We have a dingo, we have a plate compactor, reversible plate compactor. That does about 13 inches, So having the right equipment on site for the site is also important. On the adjacent property that we have all of our staging, we have a skid steer, we have an excavator, and the more you come down here, you'll see why. And those are type of equipment that you have to own to successfully really run a site of this caliber. Our excavator is not rented, it's owned, and we only can have it, doing so much on site each day. We get to a point where we might not need it for a day or two, but if we were renting, we couldn't be competitive with our pricing, really, because the client is paying for a machine sitting there doing nothing. We have obviously budgeted that, and we'll go into a whole budgeting video separately on how we price that, but really for being competitive and having the ability to do a site like this, owning some of the equipment yourself is going to be needed. And you'll adapt as you get bigger and as you take on more sites. But material management, when we're bringing materials in, when we're sending materials out, this project has there's about 25 pallets of granite ledge wall. I think there's going to be over 40 pallets of coda wall. There's over 2,000 square foot of block, and there's going to be over, I think, 150 yards of clean limestone coming in and out of the site. So, planning that out, understanding what we're working with as we present that to the customer is huge. We also, when we're designing and bidding these projects, when we're presenting the project, we're going to talk about utilities. How are we going to get all the water off the home? Where is it going? How are we rating the pipe that we're putting in the ground to make sure that it can hold, or be able to move that amount of water effectively. We're also going to talk about electrical, water, if they want spigots, they want outlets. We're going to outline all that in the process that we present to them. As well as we're going to talk about, we're going to bring paver samples. We're going to show them what they're getting before it comes. On this site, you see we have two different pavers. We have a dark gray, smooth surface natural stone paver, and then we have a more lighter gray, whitish natural stone that has texture to it. We're using some on the lower patio, we're using the rest on, the white and texture is going to stay on the lower patio and the walkways, and then the gray is going to fill the rest of the patio. So having that in mind, bringing those samples to the customer, bringing a plan in place to the customer, having the equipment on site to perform the work, having a plan on site of how you're going to manage the materials and workflow. That's what's going to help sell that customer and create that consumer confidence. And you successfully completing a project like this. You have it in your head, but you got to put it on paper. So I thank you for watching this video. Hopefully that found some value to you and your company. Obviously, like I say every time, we're a work in progress. We're learning it, we're developing, just like any business. And if you're not growing, you're dying. So, learning how to sell, this is what's worked for us. This project is one of our largest projects we've done to date. It takes a ton of time and management, and it takes a lot of processes and procedures so that everyone's on the same page and it can roll smoothly. It does not come overnight. It won't be tomorrow, but with time and with practice, I think you can become very good at it and drive that consumer confidence to sell something like this, and the customer leaving satisfied and you leaving satisfied as too. So again, we thank you for watching this video. It's been great. Let us know what you think, what videos you want us to shoot in the future, and if you like these type of videos. So thanks and have a great day.